Yep. Can't think of much new. I thought the kids were energized, really good practices. Yesterday we had good practice and got a good start on Texas A&M, and today we followed that up. So a bunch of the guys are energized and had good energy because I guess the weather was really good, and they like going good on good. So we tried to do a little more of that against each other competitively. There's some similarities in both units, so we're able to compete against each other. With that, I'll open it up.
You mentioned the emotional test, coming off emotional win. What's been the focus on emotion, kind of with that? I know you said the energy's good.
Yeah, yesterday, I mean, it was tough. I mean, it was not. I mean, we try to slow things down Monday. We try to take a little bit off their legs and get some stuff introduced. But today, I thought they were good.
Coach, surprising stat they ran into that you guys are 114th in the country in completion percentage on play action pass, and I know that is your bread and butter. That's really what you look for. Where are you seeing the problems there? What have you identified there?
Well, to be honest with you, we don't play action pass much as we have in the past. I mean, play action pass is set up by a really good sound run game. In the games that we've been able to run it well, we have thrown it well on play action pass. Tennessee being one of those. So we don't look at stats particularly. We try to look at the ways we can have explosive plays, and play action pass is a good way to do that. A lot of ours have been to stretch the field. We threw 2 or 3 big posts early in the year that we didn't hit any of them, and we missed some of those. But those are to keep people honest, and you got to do that. And just like Saturday, we were able to hit one to Dom, and you may not hit a high percentage of those, but when you do get explosive plays, and we're trying to get more and more explosive plays as much as we can.
Kirby, Julian Rochester, kind of at this point in the year, where is he at physically? And I know he's only played in 2 games, so at this point, is there any thought of maybe giving him a red shirt and having him come back next year?
Maybe we've been thinking about that the whole time, but that's kind of what we've been working towards. So I mean, it's not set yet because we don't know how many games we've got left. But he did a great job in the Tennessee game. When Jordan went down, he filled it, and he's done a great job contributing. But it's something that we've thought about since the beginning of the year. So,
Coach, so when you look at Malik Herring, especially the job that he did last week at Auburn, looking back at the beginning of the year, I know he didn't play against Vanderbilt, and then he kind of worked his way into playing a lot. So when do you think that light bulb came on for him?
light bulb came on. I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The Georgia Tech was the coming out party. I thought I guess it was last year, right? It was he's really athletic, and that he fit playing against that style of football, the triple option, and he's just been getting better and better and better. He works really hard. He's a great kid, comes from a great family. I've enjoyed being around him. So he continues to get better. He's got to continue to get better too, because he hasn't arrived. I mean, he struggled out there today some. He's got to keep getting better. And I mean, for us, he was like the player of the game on defense. He and Monty. But sometimes guys, play well and they start feeling good about themselves and don't think that what actually got them there is what they need to do. And you can't rest on what you've done in the past. You got to continue to grind.
Kirby, with the options that you guys have at right guard, how much of it is based on performance? How much will it be based on health?
Oh, it'd be both. I mean, absolutely. I think health is a number one factor because if you don't have health, you don't have an opportunity. But some of that's going to be based on health versus is it got 90% better than a backup that's 100%, and that those decisions will be based on that. We're hopeful that all those guys are going to be able to play. I mean, Cade's been out there working and bench practice, so we've been in a good spot.
What do you think Tyler Clark has brought to this program in his years here, and kind of what do you think of his final year and kind of how he's cemented his name?
Well, he's played so many snaps. I mean, he played as a freshman because he had to. We weren't very deep on the D-line. Maybe he wasn't ready, but he had to play because we didn't have the depth. And then he had a really good sophomore year, and then he fought through a lot of injuries last year. I mean, he had issues with his hands and fingers and wrists, and couldn't use his hands as well. And then, this year he's been better suited. He's quick, he's twitchy, and for us moving and some of the things we've done, the plays he's created havoc have been him moving, and we're doing more moving this year, which I think suits him better. So I think it's allowed him to make some more plays, like the one he had Saturday. He was moving on.
Two questions. You mentioned yesterday you didn't think that Cade would practice. Did he practice both Monday and Tuesday? And then secondly, Texas A&M's playing the split back. They talked a lot about how much problems that could create. How much problems does it create?
Cade didn't do much yesterday. He was out there, but he did a lot more today as far as reps and things like that. So, like I said, we're hopeful he's going to be able to go, but he didn't do a lot yesterday. He did more today. Hopefully he'll do more tomorrow. The split back stuff they do is not unique to – it's unique to football now, but it wasn't unique to us kind of in the early stages of football. And Jimbo's done it. He did it with Dalvin Cook. He did an unbelievable job. Coley's been with him. Can it create problems for you? Yes. It can create a lot of problems for you with a running quarterback because the quarterback creates almost a wishbone back there when you've got two guys, two split backs, and the quarterback and a tight end that's blocking and can go anywhere. So they do a great job with that. They really hurt some teams with that, and something that we're working on because we know they'll be able to use it.
Jimbo was saying that's really one of his favorite, sets to actually throw out of too. People talk about the two back and running, but really sets up things in the passing game for Moms as well.
Well, yeah, if you can run the ball out of any set, it makes for a great passing set because everybody's going to be playing the run. I mean, it's a play action deal. Not many people are doing it in college football. I mean. Doesn't mean that we're going to be able to stop it because I don't know. They got a really athletic offensive line. They move well. They really hurt South Carolina in those sets and did a great job. So it's not something that we're used to seeing. The good news is we have been two back around here in the past, so our kids still have a little bit of exposure to it.
We were talking earlier about some of the plays Auburn ran with the slant, and we were thinking don't see Georgia run it much. What is the flip side? I know there's an A and B to everything. So what is the flip? Why don't we see more slant out of your offense?
We've been a slant team in the past. First couple of years here, we ran a lot of slants. If you remember, we ran slant in the spring game, and it's one of the passes that Eric Stokes took from J.J. Holloman and ended up being a pick six. Doesn't make it a bad or good play. It doesn't make it one way or the other, but it has not been one that we've been extremely successful with. We've actually run slants this year. We haven't thrown slants. So there's several times we've been in empty that we've had slants attached. And number one, you got to have guys that can win on slants. Number two, you got to feel good about the coverage you're getting for the slants. And, some of what we were doing – and we don't want to give a slant away, but we were giving a slant away as opposed to giving a fade away. So a lot of that has to do with leverage.
Have y'all looked ahead at the weather, and it might be nasty again like it was in that Kentucky game, and do y'all work on that type of stuff?
Yep, all the time. We were dealing with it Monday and Tuesday. Not a lot we can do to control that.
How was catering practice this week?
He's been good. I wouldn't say he's been as good as he was the last couple of weeks, but he's repped, he's practiced. We're trying to help him recover.
Blaylock had touchdowns in the Florida and Auburn game, and in addition to returning punts, it seems like he tends to come up in big moments. Is there anything about him that sort of lets you know that he'd be capable of doing things like that?
Yeah, he's done it everywhere. He went to All-Star game and had, I guess it was 2 touchdown catches or 3, I don't remember. And everywhere he played big in high school playoff games. He had all the indicators of being ready for the moment. There's no moment too big for Dom. He's just so level. He's not up and down. So I don't think the moment is too big for him.
When you've watched your film on A&M and you've gone back to September versus now, what are the differences you're seeing in how A&M's playing rolling into here versus what Clemson and maybe Alabama got 4 weeks ago?
They're more experienced. They've got more backs playing at a really high level. I felt like the backs were younger then, the freshman back. Defensively, they really are athletic. They're active. But he's committed to the run game. Their run game, I don't think his last 5 games, has increased every week for 5 straight games. That's pretty incredible now when you start talking about the SEC. When you go 100, 125, 150, 200, 300, he's gone up each and every game. So they're playing really good football right now. And look, they didn't play bad football before. Don't mistake that. They played some really good teams.
DeAndre Swift is kind of comment that comes after Sony and Nick and Todd. You've seen a lot of Georgia tailbacks. Do you think he's one of the better ones? Maybe gets overlooked because of the we've kind of become used to seeing good ones around here.
Yeah, you could say that. I definitely don't think he's overlooked within our program. He's not overlooked within the perception of most people that look at these guys, scouts and people like that. They realize how good he is. But we've probably been spoiled by some of the guys we've had, and he's as good as anybody we've had, in my opinion, because he can do it all. I mean, there's no limitation to pass protection, catching the ball, creating, running the ball, vision, toughness. I mean, he checks the box.
Kirby, you guys have been pretty consistent last few weeks in terms of getting sacks. I know that's not the end-all be-all, but how do you feel like you guys are doing in terms of affecting the quarterback lately?
I think we've been really consistent throughout the year on that. We don't get the numbers all the time. Sometimes the numbers lie. I mean, I thought there were 2 or 3 times the other day that if one guy does what he's supposed to do, we had 2 busts on a 4th and 5 that, I mean, he scrambles for a first down. We should have a sack. I mean, those guys don't do their job, and we should have more. But statistically, I'm pleased with our ability to affect the quarterback. Sure, I wish we had more sacks, but we have played some athletic quarterbacks, and a lot of people get the ball out quick on us.
2 more questions?
Kearis looked pretty dejected when he had that touchdown taken from him. Is that something that you guys noticed on the sideline? What do y'all say to him in that moment?
I didn't even notice it. I mean, I didn't pay attention to it. I was worried about the next play. I mean, that's not a big – I mean, that's part of football. If you don't catch it with your feet in bounds, then it doesn't count.
Jimbo was talking about pickup basketball during the press. When you reflect back on that year at LSU, what was the dynamics of that staff, and what are your opinions?
This legend has gone too far. First of all, he never played pickup basketball when I was playing. Okay, so he played. He's probably forgotten because he's gotten to the point where he can't remember, I guess. But he and Muschamp played basketball with Coach Saban, not me. I was coaching at Valdosta State or somewhere. When I came, the only guy that played was Muschamp. The rest of them were long gone. They were getting ice baths. They didn't even play basketball. So I never played pickup basketball with Jimbo. But I don't know. That's he dreamed that up somewhere. Is that it?